Hi artists, it's Mrs. Hewitt. Welcome back to the Wallace Art Room. Today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking that piece of artwork that we created last time and we are going to continue our creation process. But before we continue our creation project, we are going to check in with a peer to see if they can help us improve our artwork. We are going to go through a little peer checklist and have a conversation about our artwork. Let's talk about tips for your peer check-in before we get started. First rule and most important rule is that you need to be kind. Point out the things that they did well first. Be really specific about each detail and use a sentence starter. I really like the way that you, and finish that sentence. Also, remember to be helpful. Use helpful language like, have you thought about, or maybe you could try, or I really noticed that you did this, maybe you could try this instead. Show them how to make the corrections without doing it for them. And lastly, make sure that you are staying focused. This should be less than 5 minutes, maybe even closer to like 2 or 3 minutes. Now the peer review that you're going to do is called a glow and grow. The first step is for the artist to explain their artwork while the viewer is looking closely and listening to what they're saying. Step number 2 is to ask questions. Is there anything you're curious about or anything that you're wondering? Step number 3, give a glow. What do you think is working well and what is the strongest part of their artwork and why? Give them specific examples so they know what to keep and what to highlight. Step 4, give a grow. Where can they use improvement or what are some things that they could work to improve? Here's where you're going to pause the video and use this glow and grow to conduct your conversation. There's one last piece that I want you to think about before you move on to creation. I want you to think about what is one thing that you changed after your peer conversation. You are going to add a response on Seesaw and include that one thing. Also, at the end of class, you will need to take a picture of the progress for the day. Once you're finished with your peer conversations, it's time to collect your art supplies and get started. Here I am working with my tape work. I always have my supplies ready with me. I'm remembering to keep space between me and my peers, and I also have my sketch in front of me to stay focused. Have fun creating, and I can't wait to see what you create. So I'm pretty close to being done. I have a couple of touch-ups left for next week, but your goal by the end of class today is to have as much done as possible. So then when we go to create, you are ready. In your response, you are going to do 2 things. You need to document this piece of artwork, as well as next to it, there's a little box for you to add one thing that you changed because of the peer conversation that you had. I hope that you have a really great week, enjoy creating, and continue to claim your neighborhood.